Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I'm your host, Emily. Of course, I'm joined by Sergio again. Sergio, welcome.
Hey Tim. Hey everybody.
Welcome back, everybody. If you're new to the show, be sure to subscribe. Also, be sure to smash the like button. Last week we were off due to the international break, but this week we are back. And before we get started, I have to say something because this is obviously the second Asian international break of the season and first international break of the season. Sergio, the round after that, you had a lot of picks right when you said the big teams, quote unquote, big teams would all go under their total goals. So you were right on that. So are you going under again this week?
No, this week not. I think the teams will. They are a few are well rested, so not all players that play for their club also play for the national team. So this week will be different.
All right. Now, let's not waste any more time. Let's get started this week. Uh, this week, we are starting with the Premier League, and the first game on the schedule is Tottenham hosting West Ham United. Tottenham wins set at 1.52. West Ham wins set at 6.1. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, obviously, Tottenham in better form, notwithstanding the loss before the international break against Brighton. Well, West Ham picked up a good win against Ipswich. So I think that was good for their confidence. Now you get into the international break, you can sort out some things, work on some things. I think this line is a little bit disrespected to West Ham because in the end, it's still a derby. So 6.1 is kind of crazy. I have a play in this game, and my play is West Ham plus 1.5 goals. You get an odd of almost 2-1. So that would mean Tottenham does not win with a 2-goal difference or more. And I think that's a pretty safe bet for this game. Are you doing something, Sergio?
Yeah, I was looking at the under 3.5. It's at the 1.91. That's a lot. I don't think they're gonna score a lot this game. Like you said, it's a derby. I think maybe a 2-1 or maybe even a 1-1. What seems so. I'm uh I'm going for the under 3.5 here.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad play because if you look at the last 5 head-to-head meetings, only one time we saw more than 3.5 goals. So I think you're right on the money on that. That's a good play. Like I said, I like West Ham plus 1.5 goals. And listen, if it stays under 3.5 goals, obviously West Ham plus 1.5 goals will also hit, right? So
Yeah. So
so our play kind of correlates. All right. Next up, Fulham hosting Aston Villa. Fulham wins set at 2.43. Aston Villa wins set at 2.95. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, this is a game where I like the over 2.5. Um, Villa is an underdog, slight underdog. I don't quite understand why, because I think they're a better team. But I didn't like the game I saw before the international break. Maybe it was a one-off against Manchester United. They came off a big win against Bayern Munich. Now you go on the road against Fulham. So I'm not sure I trust Villa in this spot. Are you doing something here?
yeah, I'm going for a Fulham win. I'm following you a little bit. Yeah, I'm going for a Fulham win. I trust this game in London won't be easy for Aston Villa, and I also think that Aston Villa doesn't play that well away games. Their away games, it's same like last season almost. Struggling in their away games, and I think it's um
It's kind of a trend.
still going that way this season. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going for a Fulham win, and usually Fulham when they play against the top teams,
Bring
they
their
have
A game.
something
Yeah.
extra. So,
And like you said, Fulham, they went on the road against Ipswich and picked up a draw. So that was kind of disappointing. And although Aston Villa, they have won 4 straight games against Fulham. So obviously, 2 of those were on the road. They've never won 5 straight. So I don't think it will be 5 straight. And I kind of agree with everything you said. I'm also backing Fulham here. All right. Next up, Manchester United hosting Brentford. United wins set at 1.73. Brentford wins set at 4.75. Line for total goals set at 2.5. But in the under 2.5 is 1.48. Sorry, the over 2.5 is 1.48. Under 2.5, 2.63. So they're kind of expecting the over here. And I have to agree because Brentford, they can defend the league, already allowed 13 goals this season. But the problem is United, they have trouble scoring. Listen, man, nobody likes fading United more than I do. And obviously, we've all had our critics on Erik ten Hag. But the Brentford coach likes him. I don't know if that was a way, a tactic. The coaches in England might be happy with ten Hag on United. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason they like him. So, yeah, but I agree with what you say. But I still think United it's gonna win here. So I would just go for a United win at 1.74. That's a really interesting odd for United. I wouldn't touch the over or the under 2.5, because yeah, United they surprise sometimes and score a little bit more, but yeah, I would just go for the win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm also going for the win, and actually, a United winning one of my best bets for the weekend. Listen, Brentford, they've lost every away game. This time it won't be any different. United playing at home, a lot of pressure on Ten Hag. He usually bounces back in games like this. So I think this is a good spot. This game is a good spot for United. Not sure I'm backing them in any other games the rest of the season, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and if he loses this one, I'm sure they will bounce him if he
Yeah,
loses.
it
That's
almost
a
has to
guarantee.
be. Almost has to be the case.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Ipswich Town hosting Everton. Ipswich wins set at 2.4. Everton wins set at 3.2. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Everton, they've been playing better the last couple of games. Still don't trust them going on the road. Ipswich, of course, still winless, but 4 draws, so kind of a tough team to beat. I don't really have a play in this game. Are you doing something?
The under 2.5, maybe. Yeah. This feels like a 0-0 or a 1-1 kind of game, both teams not that good at all. Trouble scoring. So I would go for the under 2.5.
You might be right on that. Everton scored 7 goals in 7 games, so just 1 goal a game, and Ipswich under 1 goal a game, scoring 6. Now they have allowed 14 and 15 goals, so can defend, but I kind of agree with
Can't
you.
score either.
They can't score, so that would be a bigger issue in this game. I agree with you, and obviously Everton will have a defensive approach in this game.
Yeah, sure they will.
All right. Next up, Newcastle United hosting Brighton. Newcastle wins set at 1.97. Brighton wins set at 3.65. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I like what I've seen from Brighton since the start of the season. I was really thinking about backing them in this game, but listen, man, playing at Newcastle, tough place to play. I'm not sure Newcastle United will win this game, but it's a tough place to play. So if I'm doing anything, I'm taking a double chance for Brighton, set at 1.86. Are you doing something here?
No, I'm gonna disagree. Newcastle is actually one of my best bets this weekend. Yeah, I'm going for a Newcastle win. I think that the last 3 games, 2 draws and a win. I think at home against Brighton, yeah, they have to go for a win again. So yeah, they're even on points. So this is a chance for them to climb up the table a little bit more. So
I don't necessarily disagree with you. So, like I said, Newcastle, very tough place to play. And you even saw that in the game against City, although City was without Rodri. But still, Newcastle just a very tough place to play. So, this man, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I just really like what I've seen from Brighton. But Newcastle United may be the better play here. Brighton double chances, not one of my best bets. All right, let's get to the next game. Southampton hosting Leicester City. Southampton wins set at 2.25. Leicester City wins set at 3.25. A line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, this is another game where I like the over 2.5. I think I don't understand why Southampton is favored that much. Yeah, they're playing at home. I guess that's a reason. But listen, man, last year in the championship, Leicester City won both games. They scored 9 goals in the process, one 4-1 win and another 5-0 win. And Leicester City's just been the better team since the start of the season. I don't trust Southampton, not one lick. So listen, man, I'm taking the over 2.5, and if I'm backing any team to win this game, it would be Leicester City. Or are you doing something here?
Yeah, I want to follow you on this one. I also agree the over 2.5, the safest and maybe the best option for this game.
All right. Let's get to the next game. Bournemouth hosting Arsenal. Bournemouth wins set at 5.1. Arsenal wins set at 1.71. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, this is a game where I'll just wait to make a play. Arsenal, obviously, the better team. I think the odds a little bit high, 1.71. For a team this good. Bournemouth hasn't been good since the start of the season, but I think it has to do with some of the injury questions at Arsenal. Saka is still questionable. Timber, Martinelli, Havertz all still questionable. So I'm gonna wait to play this game. Look to see who's lining up. And listen, if all those guys are playing, I will back Arsenal. The odd maybe drop a little bit, but there's no way I can back Bournemouth in this spot. Or are you doing something?
No, not backing Bournemouth at all, but also the over 2.5. Yeah, that's also an interesting one because it doesn't, the difference isn't too big between a win for Arsenal and the over 2.5. So for the for the safer choice, you can definitely go for the over 2.5 because I think they will definitely score at least 2 goals, Arsenal. So
Yeah, and if the last 5 meetings head-to-head matchups all saw over 2.5 goals, now there's a friendly sprinkle there in between that also went 2-1, but it went to penalties, but we don't count friendly. So let's look at the last 5 head-to-head meetings. All went over 2.5 goals. All right, next up, Wolves hosting Manchester City. Wolves win set at 9. City wins set at 1.34. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, like I said at the start of the show, Sergio, are you taking the under 3.5 goals here?
no, I would go for the over 3.5 this time against Wolves. I think, yeah, I think the is De Bruyne playing again? No, he's still not playing.
No, no, no.
Yeah. No, but still, I think I would go for the over 3.5 because City that they'll win, that's almost a certainty. So I would just go for the over 3.5.
Now, obviously, there's zero reason to back Wolves. They've just been awful. This man, but last year they did beat City at home. So another upset possible?
No, no, last season, yeah, it was a one-off. Maybe, yeah, this maybe will happen again in the next 50 years or so. But no, but no, not this weekend.
They are pretty bad, sitting on just 1 point. So they're in desperate need of points. And listen, man, I still worry how City will play without now and De Bruyne and Rodri. So I'm obviously not backing City for a win. So I would also rather play the over 3.5 goals. I agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Liverpool hosting Chelsea. Liverpool wins set at 1.63. Chelsea wins set at 5.5. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, Liverpool has just been magnificent since the start of the season. Just one loss, the 1-0 loss against Nottingham Forest. But other than that, man, 6 wins. They scored 13 goals, allowed just 2. So just crazy good form. Um, I still think this will be a very competitive game, so I don't understand why the line is this high for Chelsea. Chelsea's been playing much better the last couple of games, so this is another game where I will do a handicap, a line Chelsea plus 1.5 goals, gives you an odd of 1.84. I think that's a good odd. It will still be a competitive game. Liverpool might win, but not with a 2 goal difference or more. They don't score that much when they play against the big clubs, so I'm taking Chelsea plus 1.5 goals. Or are you doing something here?
I'm also not that convinced Liverpool is gonna win this game. They won 6, 7 in a row. So now it's Chelsea. Hmm. I think this is gonna be a difficult game. I would go for a draw, uh, and also I don't think they're gonna score a lot of goals this game. So mm, maybe a double chance Chelsea is the best option here.
Yeah, and if you look at the last 9 head-to-head meetings, Chelsea, Liverpool, none of them have been decided. Sorry, one has been decided by a more than one goal margin. That was a 4-1 win, Liverpool playing at home. But that's just 1 out of 8. So, like I said, other than that, they don't score too many in these
Uh,
types of games. So, Chelsea plus 1.5, I think, is a pretty good bet.
yeah, I think also.
All right. Next up, Nottingham Forest hosting Crystal Palace. It's a Monday game. Forest wins 2.5. Crystal Palace wins 3.05. Line for total goals 2.5. Sergio, are you doing something? I'm not doing anything in this game.
No, I'm gonna skip this one.
All right. Me also. All right. That wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to the Bundesliga. First game on the schedule. Mainz hosting Leipzig. Mainz wins set at 4. Leipzig wins set at 1.92. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I'm just playing Leipzig. I don't understand why the odd for Leipzig is this high. I know Mainz is playing at home. Yes, they won 2 games, both on the road. But listen, man, one was against St. Pauli, one of the worst teams in the league. The other one was against Augsburg. I know it was a 3-2 win, but look at the stats. Augsburg just dominated ball possession, 66% ball possession, 30 goal attempts, while Mainz only had 5 goal attempts. So kind of a fluky game. I think Leipzig is the much better team here. I'm backing Leipzig for a win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, Leipzig actually one of my best bets this weekend. I was also surprised when I saw the odd against Mainz. Maybe they know something that we don't, but yeah, either way, I'm going for a Leipzig win.
Yeah, I'm following you on that. I was considering making a best bet. Now that you have it, I'm gonna look for another best bet. But I'm following you on that one. All right. Next up, Gladbach hosting Heidenheim. Gladbach wins set at 1.8. Heidenheim wins set at 4.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I think this is a very good spot for Gladbach. Gladbach at home, usually very good. And I know they've already played 3 home games, lost 2. But listen, man, the 2 they lost was against Stuttgart, a very good Stuttgart team, and the other one was against Leverkusen. Obviously, Leverkusen also a very good team. While if you look at the Heidenheim away wins against St. Pauli and the other one against Mainz, against Dortmund, they I won't say they got smashed, but allowed 4 goals. So, listen, man, Gladbach is the play here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, no, I'm following you. Gladbach definitely the play here. Um, Over 2.5. Yeah, no, you don't get it much at 1.6. Also, yeah, maybe interesting, but yeah, just go for a win here. Gladbach at home against Heidenheim. Yeah, um, they should win this one.
All right, we agree. Next up, Freiburg hosting Augsburg. Freiburg win set at 1.7. Augsburg win set at 5.1. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Freiburg kind of heavy favorite. I don't really agree with the line here. They've been kind of good at home. Um, but dating back to last season, but this season they won against Bochum, a home game, and then they lost against St. Pauli. So I don't really trust them to win this game against Augsburg. I'd rather play the over 2.5 goals in this game. That's the only thing I'm looking at, not backing a winner here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I was looking at the Augsburg win actually, but
That be an
but
upset?
yeah, no, yeah, it's a little too risky, maybe only because Freiburg is playing at home. Um, in the last 4 games, Freiburg won 3 also, so but yeah, they're also a little bit higher on the table, so you would go for Freiburg, but only the odd for Augsburg, yeah, that's a lot. So yeah, I will, that's what make me hesitating a little.
And maybe sprinkle something on Augsburg. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, maybe a
don't
double
go.
chance.
Yeah, don't go too heavy. Yeah, double chance might be the better play. You still get an odd of, I think, over 2-1. So obviously that's a good play.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Hoffenheim hosting Bochum. Hoffenheim wins set at 1.66. Bochum wins set at 4.7. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now listen, man, Hoffenheim is also sitting pretty low in the table. 4 points, Bochum 1 point. Um, so I don't understand why Hoffenheim is favored by that much. But still, I think they're the better team, so kind of agree with the line, maybe. And if you look at the last couple of games, especially the home games for Hoffenheim, they've been playing very well. Before the break, a 1-1 draw against Stuttgart. Then it was a home win against Dynamo Kiev. And before that, they played at home against Werder Bremen, where they were just kind of running away with the game. They were up 3-0. They get a red card. They lose 4-3. So I'm backing Hoffenheim here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I think just because Hoffenheim is usually the better team, and Bochum, honestly, I don't think they're gonna win a game this season. Uh,
They might win one.
yeah, that's why I said maybe. So oh, but the last 3 games they played against each other, Bochum won 2.
Yeah, but those were both at home. If you look at the last 4 meetings, the home team won every game.
Yeah, so yeah, that's also one of the reasons to just go for Hoffenheim. Not that convinced that it will be an easy win, but yeah, maybe a 1-0. That should be the play.
All right. Next up, Leverkusen hosting Frankfurt. Leverkusen wins set at 1.47. Frankfurt wins set at 6.5. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, listen, man, not too many reasons to back Frankfurt here. Leverkusen obviously very good at home, but Leverkusen, they have troubles on defense. They've allowed 12 goals already this season. That's the most for teams in the top 10. So I think they will have trouble here with Frankfurt. My play for this game is Frankfurt over 1.5 goals, set at 2.8. I'm not sure if Frankfurt wins this game, but I do believe they can score. And Leverkusen, obviously, they have a lot of firepower, so they can keep up with Frankfurt, even score more. So, like I said, I'm not sure Frankfurt win this game, but I will back Frankfurt over 1.5 goals. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm going a different direction. I'm just going for the over 3.5 at almost 2-1. So that's also an interesting odd. So like you said, if yours goes, then they'll definitely go over 3.5 because Bayer Leverkusen will win. So if Frankfurt scores 2, Bayer Leverkusen has to score 3. So
Yeah, kind of correlates with my play. I agree.
yeah, I'm going for the over 3.5. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Bayern Munich hosting Stuttgart. Bayern wins set at 1.35. Stuttgart wins set at 8. Line for total goals again 3.5. Now, usually two teams that score a lot, but if you look at the last couple of meetings, not so much. Stuttgart, the last 3 games, they've scored only 1 goal. And Bayern, I know they had a epic 3-3 draw against Frankfurt, but the 2 games before that, one they were kept goalless, and the other one was a 1-1 draw against Leverkusen. So taking the over 3.5 goals again.
No, actually, I don't think they're gonna score a lot this game. I'm looking at a draw, maybe a 0-0 or a 1-1 draw here. Both teams are not that, good in form, I think. Bayern, of course, didn't win in 3. Stuttgart 4. So yeah, I think that none of them wants to lose this game. So we're gonna be very cautious, I think, and that will end up in a draw.
Yeah, so I kind of agree with you. So I would play the under 3.5 goals. I think Stuttgart will defend like crazy. They have firepower, but against a team like Bayern, I think they will have a defensive approach. And I still question if Bayern can really break down defenses when teams really have a defensive approach, especially when they have the horses on defense. So I'm taking the under 3.5 goals. I don't think a 0-0 draw, but 1-1, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Holstein Kiel hosting Union Berlin. Kiel wins set at 3.65. Union wins set at 2.1. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Kiel, obviously, one of the worst teams. Let me check. Yeah, not the worst, almost the worst team in the league. So there's no way you can back them, but I still have trouble backing Union going on the road. They're not a team that scores a lot, only 6 goals through 6 games. So don't really have that much of a play, just a lean towards Union, or are you doing something?
No, I'm just going for a Union win here. The only games Skill won against Union were friendly games. So I'm if it's on the real, it's just the Union win. Union, that odd. Just go for a win.
All right. Next up, Wolfsburg hosting Bremen. Wolfsburg wins set at 2.07. Bremen wins set at 3.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, this is a spot where I will pick a winner, and that's Wolfsburg. Not much else to do. I know Werder Bremen already won a couple of away games, but like I mentioned earlier, the one was against Hoffenheim, where Hoffenheim received a red card. They were just getting blown out essentially, and the other one was against Mainz. Also kind of a crazy game. But Wolfsburg, they've been playing very good. So I really like them. They haven't won in, I think, 3 games, yes. And I think 3 very tough games against Bayern Munich, against Frankfurt, and against Stuttgart. So I'm backing Wolfsburg here. Are you doing something?
I would just go for the over 2.5. I'm not trusting Wolfsburg that much. Yeah, no, I'm going for the over 2.5 here.
Not a bad play. I also think the over 2.5 will win, but just a little bit more value in backing Wolfsburg, and I think I'm pretty confident they will win this game. So I'm taking Wolfsburg. All right, that wraps up the Bundesliga. Let's get to the Eredivisie. First game, Sparta hosting who you predicted would be the worst team in the league, Almere City. But RKC just said, wait, hold my coffee. Still, Sparta wins set at 1.58. Almere City wins set at 5.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I do have trouble backing Sparta here, especially with these odds. So I don't really have a play here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, the over 2.5 is maybe, the interesting one. The last 5 games I think they played against each other were all over 2.5. So over 2.5, 1.7. Yeah, I think that's the way to go this game. I don't trust Sparta that much also. Yeah, they will win, obviously, but still, yeah, it's 1.6, maybe a little bit too low just to go for a win for Sparta. So I'm going for the over 2.5.
Yeah, I'm also not playing Sparta at 1.6. But listen, man, the over 2.5, I'm kind of hesitant on that one. Sparta, they've scored 9 goals through 8 games, so they don't score a lot. And of course, Almere City has just scored 2 goals across those 8 games. So you may think, oh, at some point they will score. I don't think so. They don't. They really don't have the players. So I'm really not touching this game. But if there's a way to go, maybe the over 2.5, but I'm not touching this game. All right. Next up, Alkmaar hosting PSV. Alkmaar wins set at 3.7. PSV wins set at 2.02. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. Now, kind of 3 straight losses for Alkmaar before the break. They've only scored 1 goal across those 3 games. And I would say 3 tough games, but the last one was against Fortuna Sittard, so not really that tough. While PSV, they're kind of trending towards what they did last season. 8 games, 24 points, 27 goals scored, 5 allowed. So is PSV running away this game?
No, I don't think so. It's almost like last season, but I think that they're struggling a little bit more this season. PSV, it's not that convincing like last season. So this game, AZ, 3 losses in a row. They're playing at home. It's against PSV, and PSV, I think they are missing 2 of their star players. So I'm not that convinced PSV will win this one. I'll go for the boldest choice here. I'm going for a AZ win.
Yeah, obviously, AZ playing at home gives them some type of advantage, and PSV, let's predict they will not go undefeated. Also, although it's the Eredivisie, so I'm not sure they by far the best team, but I kind of agree with you. A good spot to back AZ. PSV missing some key players. AZ having lost 3 in a row, so they will be up for this game, not wanting to lose 4 in a row. So look for a very competitive game, and I think it's a good upset pick. AZ
Yeah.
winning 3.7.
Yeah, because if PSV wins this game against AZ, I think they can already maybe give the championship to PSV.
Yeah, it may be a wrap.
Yeah. So it's the wrap. So yeah, I'm still going for the AZ winning.
All right. Next up, NEC hosting Heerenveen. NEC wins set at 2.02. Heerenveen wins set at 3.7. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, obviously, 2 awful teams here, sitting at 15 and 16. I'm leaning towards NEC in this spot. Actually, I'm just picking NEC. But there's only one reason I'm picking NEC. Heerenveen, they've lost every away game this season. So I don't think it will be any different here. Even lost to Heracles, lost to Twente, just got smashed by AZ 9-1. So Heerenveen, they've played some good home games, but away, very different story. So the only way for me to go here is NEC. Although I hate backing awful teams, so not going too heavy on this play, but NEC, that's my play. Are you doing something?
I don't think Heerenveen is that bad. It's just that they're playing very well, but the scoring is the problem. Finishing, the finishing touches. That's what they're missing actually. I'm not that convinced NEC is gonna win this game. I'm just going for a Heerenveen win. I think they'll surprise this game.
Yeah, we're on opposite sides. Like I said, I've seen some things I like from Heerenveen, even against Ajax, even though they lost it, but I like what I saw. They won against NAC. They even against Heerenveen. Against Utrecht. I also liked what I saw, but like I said, against NAC, of course, they scored 4 goals, but against Ajax they didn't score. Against Utrecht, just one goal, and NAC and Utrecht were both at home. So I kind of agree with you, and that's why I said NEC not one of my best plays, but man, it's trending towards something when Heerenveen is playing at home. Heerenveen is playing away, so they've lost all their away games. I think this is a good spot to back NEC. We're on opposite sides, so guess we'll have to see next week.
Yeah, well, let's write it down.
All right, and listen, NEC, they've also only won 1 home game against Swallow. So, like I said, awful team. I hate backing teams like that. So, not one of my best plays. All right, next up, RKC hosting Twente. Speaking of awful teams, RKC wins 8. Twente wins 1.4. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, 1.4 isn't a high odd, but I think it's high for this game. Now you have a team that's firmly in the top 5. I know they're going on the road, but still they're playing an RKC team sitting on 0 points, only scored 5 goals, allowed 22. So what's going on in this game?
Over 3.5, of course. I think Twente is gonna score a lot this game. RKC, I'll give them a goal, but because they have to do something. So they can't just lay back and wait for Twente to attack. So I'm going for a Twente win, of course, but over 3.5 is the better bet here.
All right. I'm just taking Twente for a win. I don't really trust RKC to score in this game. And even if they do score, yeah, obviously Twente could easily score three goals with the type of defense RKC is displaying. So
Yeah, and also Twente has they have the top scorer of the Eredivisie now. So that's it's a midfielder, but still he's scoring a lot. So,
yeah, that's true.
and I think RKC is a good prey for him to
All right.
score a little bit more.
All right, next up, Go Ahead Eagles hosting Feyenoord. Go Ahead Eagles win set at 4.2. Feyenoord win set at 1.82. Line for total goals 2.5. Now, I think 1.82 is still high for a team like Feyenoord going on the road. I know it's on the road, but still against Go Ahead Eagles. Listen, man, Go Ahead Eagles. They sometimes give you the feeling that they're a good team. I don't think they are. They've won a couple of games against RKC. Okay, I'm not sure I count that one. Against Sparta, they were very lucky. If you watch that game, Sparta was actually kind of dominating. Then you win against a Groningen team that's not really been in form, and of course the last one against Heracles. Listen, man, I know Feyenoord's been struggling this season, but they're on a different level than the teams Go Ahead Eagles has beaten. So 1.82, it's very good value for Feyenoord in this game. So I'm just backing Feyenoord as one of my best plays. Are you doing something here?
Yeah, backing Feyenoord, yeah, obviously a good option here. But you can go two ways. You can also go for the over 2.5. I think that will Go Ahead Eagles. I think they'll score a goal. So yeah, no, Feyenoord almost allowed a goal every game this season. So
Yes, and they've allowed a goal in every away game. So
yes, definitely. So yeah, that's why over 2.5 or a Feyenoord win. I think you'll be happy with both.
all right. Next up, Willem II hosting Fortuna. Willem II wins set at 2.28. Fortuna wins set at 3.35. Line per total goals set at 2.5. Now, Willem II, two wins in the last 5 games, not counting the one against Excelsior, a friendly. Other than that, two wins in the last 5 games. Well, Fortuna coming off a high, beating Asset in the last meeting before the break, 1-0. But other than that, they haven't really done much this season. So going on the road against a team like Willem II, obviously Willem II is also not that good, but surprisingly, they are sitting 8. So what are you doing here?
Yeah, Willem to win. Yeah, but only because they're playing at home. They haven't, had a convincing win in a while. So, and the coach is back on the bench. So I'm just going for a Willem to win here. Yeah, Fortuna, impressive what they did the last game, but coming from a high, I think they're gonna end up low this weekend.
All right. I'm also leaning towards Willem too. All right. Next up, Groningen hosting Utrecht. Groningen wins set at 3.55. Utrecht wins set at 2.12. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Groningen, they kind of started the season pretty well. But last 4 games, not that great. 3 losses.
5.
and some bad losses in between. So I'm not really convinced where Groningen is at the moment. Well, Utrecht, they're just flying high, man. They have 5 straight wins against some good opponents, against Alkmaar, against Twente. So obviously Utrecht should be the play here. But kind of feel like this is a tricky spot because you know Utrecht's not going undefeated. So which way are you going here?
Yeah, but don't let the stats fool you, man. I watch the games and Utrecht. I don't think there's a team in any competition this season with that much luck. So I would just go for a Groningen win here. They're playing at home. They haven't won in 6, and Groningen they haven't won in 6, but their gameplay is very good, and they have one of the best coaches in the Eredivisie, I think. So Utrecht, it has to end for them somewhere, and I think it's gonna be in Groningen. So
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Utrecht, they've kind of been playing with fire, and all of their wins, not even a 2-goal margin there in between. Even against RKC 3-2, against Willem 2 3-2. The other games all 2-1, and one was against NAC. So against Breda. So listen, man, I agree with you. Utrecht's been playing with fire. It has to end somewhere. I was just not too confident in Groningen with what I've seen the last 4 games. But like I said, I feel a loss coming for Utrecht. So I'm not sure I'm playing Groningen, but I kind of agree with everything you said.
Yeah, I'm going for the Groningen win. Bald, but
Yeah,
you have to do it somewhere.
yeah. Sometimes you have to do that. I agree. All right, next up, Heracles wins set. Heracles hosting Ajax. Heracles wins set at 7. Ajax wins set at 1.45. Line for total goal set at 3.5. I now also get low odd backing Ajax at 1.45, but I think I don't think there's an other way to go in this game. And listen, Ajax, they've been getting some critics, but same man, I still think they're playing very good football. So I just have to take Ajax in this spot. Uh, don't trust Heracles at all, not even at home. So are you doing something here?
Yeah, even the over 3.5, it's an option here. Um, I have a feeling they'll score a lot. Maybe um what's his name? What's his name again?
The striker from Ajax.
Who?
The striker from Ajax.
Yes.
Brobbey or Akpom.
No, not Bobby. The one on the bench. I think he's if he comes in the game again, he'll definitely score at least 2 goals. Weghorst.
Oh, Weghorst. Oh.
Weghorst.
Uh,
Yeah, Weghorst. Yeah, probably. If he scores a game, of course it will be against Heracles. Yeah, because he has trouble scoring against almost every other team. I don't know what his problem is this season, but he just can't seem to finish. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for over 3.5 here.
all right. I'm just taking Ajax for a win. Next up, PEC hosting Breda. PEC wins set at 1.97. Breda wins set at 3.95. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now you have a play in this game. Which way are you going here?
Yeah, Zwolle. I would just go for PEC Zwolle here.
Yeah, as a man, I don't think there's another way to go. Breda, if you look at their away games, they've lost every one of them, and by the one against Twente was just a 1-0 loss, but still they got dominated in that game. The other games, at least a 2-goal margin. They've lost every game, even against Groningen, a 4-1 loss against Heerenveen, a team Heerenveen that has trouble finishing. They allowed 4 goals, so I don't think there's another way to go. Just take PEC in this game. You might even want to take PEC over 1.5 goals.
Yes, or even the over 2.5.
Yeah, I also think that's a good play. Breda, they can defend on the road.
No.
All right. Now that wraps up the Eredivisie. Let's get to Serie A. First game on the schedule, Genoa hosting Bologna. Genoa wins set at 3.85. Bologna wins set at 2.25. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. And listen, man, I don't think this is a sexy play, but still, I would take the under 2.5 goals. These teams have trouble scoring. Genoa is just awful, and Bologna they seem to have trouble in finding the net. So I think this is just a classic under 2.5 goals game. So are you doing something here?
Yeah, I agree with you. Over is a little bit too much, I think. Under and a draw maybe. I don't see none of these two winning. Genoa playing at home. I think that for them it's the best option for a point. So yeah, I'm going for a draw or the under 2.5.
All right. Next up, Como hosting Parma. Como wins set at 2. Parma wins set at 3.7. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Como, they've kind of been playing a little bit better the last couple of games. I know they lost the last game against Napoli, but Napoli's just in great form. And if you look at the three previous games, a win against Verona, a win against Atalanta, which was surprising, and a draw against Bologna, still, I think, and I've been saying this a couple of games, but and they haven't won yet. I still like how Parma's playing. So I'm not sure Como wins this game. My play here is a double chance for Parma, sit at 1.83. They have to win at some point. I know they already won a game against AC Milan, but other than that, they've kind of been unlucky, picking up red cards, a bunch of crazy stuff like that. So, but they've been playing well. So I'm backing Parma, double chance here, 1.83. Are you doing something?
I don't know. Fabregas seems to get things together there at Como.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I would. Actually, I'm just going for a Como win here, but only because they're playing at home. And the last I think in the last three games they won two. So the one against Atalanta was very impressive. Of course, losing against Napoli, yeah, that's normal. Um, at home against Parma, I think it's going to be a win again.
I'm leaning more towards a draw, and I even think Parma can upset them, which is why I'm taking double chance. Like I said, Parma they just have to cut out the stupid mistakes. So and they will start picking up more points. I really like how they're playing. All right, next up, AC Milan hosting Udinese. AC Milan wins set at 1.41. Udinese wins set at 8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, another kind of a low odd AC Milan at home, but I don't really think there's another way to go. I'm not touching the over 2.5. I think AC Milan will win this game. Coming off back-to-back losses, you get into the international break. Now you come out, you play at home against a team like Udinese. There's no other choice than to win this game, right?
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna skip this game. Win AC Milan, yeah, but not that much in that odd.
All right. Next up, Juve hosting Lazio. Juve wins set at 2.12. Lazio wins set at 3.85. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Juve, they've allowed their first goal of the season before the international break against a team like Cagliari. But still, Juve just awesome defense and playing at home, very good. Now they've picked up back-to-back draws at home, which is kind of weird. Napoli sitting on 4 straight wins. So I think this will be a very competitive game. But listen, man, I just have to back Juve also playing at home and the better players, very much impressive. So what are you doing here?
Yeah, Juve win also. I was also looking at the over 2.5, but maybe this will be a 1 or a 2-0 win for the
Yeah, I think so.
Juventus. So yeah, I think the over 2.5 is riskier than a win for Juventus.
Yeah, I'm also just playing Juve for a win. All right, next up, Empoli hosting Napoli. Empoli wins set at 5.6. Napoli wins set at 1.67. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I like Napoli in this spot. I also like the over 2.5. And Napoli, they had, I won't say a rough start, but first game was kind of a rough game for them against Verona. But man, after that, they've just picked up all wins and just one draw against an Juventus that ended in a 0-0 draw. But other than that, man, they've been scoring like crazy, scoring 2 goals in one game, no, in 2 games, and other than that, at least 3 goals in every other game. So I don't think it will be any different here. Napoli over 1.5 goals is set at 1.77, and that would be my play here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm going for the over 2.5. Um, Empoli, I'll give them a goal. I think they'll score one, and Napoli will win, of course. So I'm just going for the over 2.5. A win for Napoli is also interesting, odd, but over 2.5, I think that's better.
Yeah, I agree with you, which is why I'm not taking Napoli for a win. I'm taking Napoli over 1.5 goals. They should at least score twice against Empoli. All right. Next up, Venezia hosting Atalanta. Venezia wins set at 5.75. Atalanta wins set at 1.58. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, this is another game where you can look at the over 2.5. Now, Atalanta, they've had some rough stretches, but look at the last two games. They scored 8 goals across those two games. I don't really think you need help from Venezia to push this over 2.5 goals, but
No, I don't.
they may help, they may score a goal. So I'm taking the over 2.5 goals. Are you doing something?
Yeah, if they help it to maybe be an own goal, but but yeah, I'm also going for the over 2.5 here at 1.73. Yeah, yeah. Perfect odd to maybe mix in with the other ones 1.73. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Lecce hosting Fiorentina. Lecce wins set at 3.25. Fiorentina wins set at 2.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. The 2.5 is sitting at over 2.5 is sitting at 2.08, under 2.5, 1.74. So I'm not sure what they're expecting here. I think both teams will score in this game. Not a lot of data to back that up, but Lecce, they've been kept scoreless in 3 straight games, so they have to start scoring at some point. They've not scored in not scored in 4 of the last 5 games, and I'm pretty sure Fiorentina will score a goal against a team like Lecce. I just don't trust Fiorentina to win this game, so I'm just sticking both teams to score set at 1.77. Are you doing something here?
Yeah. I was actually looking at the Fiorentina win here. Yeah, I just think that Fiorentina is gonna win this game. The under 2.5 also, but I'm just going for the Fiorentina win.
Yeah, obviously that's not a bad play. Like I said, Lecce has trouble scoring. I'm just taking a leap of faith and just thinking Lecce will score in this game. But they've scored 3 goals in 7 games, so not sure they can score at least enough to keep up with Fiorentina. So picking Fiorentina for a win, obviously a very good play. All right, and the odds also pretty interesting, sitting at 2.4. But that also gives me some sneaky vibes. So.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm just taking the risk. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Cagliari hosting Torino. Cagliari wins set at 2.88. Torino wins set at 2.7. Line for goal set at 2.5. And let's man 2.88 versus 2.7. Very close game. So I'm not putting money on this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah, no. I agree with you. I'm skipping this one also.
All right. Next up, Roma hosting Inter. Roma wins set at 4.3. Inter wins set at 1.83. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Roma, also a team that had a rough start, and then they picked up 2 wins across 3 games in the middle, and now the last 2 games winless again. I know they're playing at home, but listen, man, Roma just does not has the firepower to keep up with Inter. Inter is still, I think, still top to bottom. They have the best squad in Serie A. I think it would be a tough race with them and Juventus for the title. But I still think top to bottom, Inter has a better squad. So Roma won't keep up with Inter here. Give me Inter for a win. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, to 1.85. Yeah, you have to go for Inter this one. I don't think Roma is. They're maybe playing a little bit better, but I don't think they're ready yet for a team like Inter. So yeah, at 1.85, I would just go for a win for Inter.
All right. Next up, Verona hosting Monza. Verona wins set at 2.32. Monza wins set at 3.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now a Monday game and two teams I don't like. So not betting this game. Are you doing something?
No, it's maybe under 2.5, but no, I'm skipping this one also.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, now that wraps up Serie A. Let's get to La Liga. First game, Athletic Bilbao hosting Espanyol. Bilbao wins set at 1.5. Espanyol wins set at 8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Over 2.5, 1.93. Under 2.5, 1.87. So almost a pick 'em. So I'm not sure which way to go there. I really don't trust Espanyol to score in this game. So I'm just taking Bilbao for a win. A very good home team, and Espanyol going on the road, not so much. So give me Bilbao for a win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm going for the over 2.5. Yeah, I'm working at 1.95. Yeah, Athletic Bilbao, they're playing at home. It's against Espanyol, so anything can happen, and one of those things is over 2.5 goals. So I'm going for the over 2.5 here.
Possible, but if you look at Espanyol, their away games, 4 away games so far, only one has seen over 2.5 goals, and that was against Real Madrid. And Bilbao's a good team, but they don't have Real Madrid's firepower. And if you look at the other games, Espanyol, they haven't allowed too many goals, and that's because they defend like crazy. And the game against Atletico Madrid was just in one of those cases where they had one shot on goal. So I think they will have a defensive approach again here. So I don't trust them to score. And if they defend like crazy, I'm not sure how much Bilbao will score, but I trust Bilbao to win this game. So I'm just backing Bilbao for a win. All right. Next up, Osasuna hosting Betis. Osasuna wins set at 2.6. Betis wins set at 2.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Osasuna, they've been actually playing very well at home. 4 straight wins now, and one against Barcelona. So I think it was a little bit of a one-off, but still a good win. While Betis just has been struggling on the road, struggling to score goals. They've scored one away goal so far, so that spells trouble. Where are you going here?
Actually, the point difference is it's only 3. So the difference is not that big between these teams.
Yeah, but the home and away form is very big. The difference
Yeah.
between the home and away form is big.
Yeah, so you would just go for the over or the under 2.5 here because both are very interesting. I would rather go for the under 2.5 because if you compare these teams against each other, I think this will be a draw. So I'm going for the under 2.5 here.
Yeah, a 1-1 draw, very possible. Although Osasuna, they've been playing well at home. 4 straight wins, not sure they make it 5. And Betis is in desperate need of points, so a 1-1 draw is very possible here. All right, next up, Girona hosting Sociedad. Girona wins set at 2.5. Sociedad wins set at 3. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Sociedad, a team that really had trouble scoring, but in the last 3 games, they haven't scored that much. But man, they've scored 5 goals, which is better than what they've done in the beginning of the season. While Girona they won their last game against Bilbao, and they're usually a good home team, but man, a completely different team than last season. Still, I trust Girona a little bit more at home to score. They scored 11 goals in 9 games, while Sociedad only 7. So I trust Girona to score more here, and I'm backing Girona for a win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, definitely. Girona, of course, yeah, the win against Bilbao. I don't think you can call it a good or impressive win, but yeah, they still won it. So yeah, but that was the first win in 6 games. So yeah, I'm also going for Girona, but only because they're playing at home against Sociedad. Yeah, and not in the best form. It's still the difference, just 3 points on the table, but Girona's playing at home, so I think the confidence for the win against Bilbao. They're gonna continue that against Real Sociedad, I think so.
Yeah, and Sociedad lost to freaking Anderlecht before the break, so
Yeah. Yeah. But don't underestimate the Belgian teams. When they play in Europe, they're usually very good. So
No,
uh,
no. When's the last time a Belgium team made like the quarterfinals of any of the European competitions?
no, but I mean that they keep surprising because also I think it was last season Club Brugge also won against Sporting, and they won against so
Yeah, they can pick up wins here and there, but listen, man, the fact that they haven't done anything, I think in the last decade,
mm,
Belgian teams not very good.
yeah,
I'll
but I mean to say that they can surprise sometimes. So
they can surprise sometimes, but I'll keep snoozing on them.
yeah.
All right. Next up, Celta Vigo hosting Real Madrid. Celta wins set at 5.2. Real Madrid wins set at 1.63. Eindhoven goal set at 2.5. Now, I get that Celta has been playing kind of well, but I still don't understand this line. 1.63 is kind of high for Real Madrid. And not okay. Carvajal, I know he got injured, but still, they have all the players up front. So I don't understand. 1.63, I think is great value for a team like Real Madrid. You won't get Real Madrid at this high of an odd too many games this season. Maybe next week against Barcelona. But 1.63, I just have to take Real Madrid here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, of course. But I don't think it's that high. I think the form that Real has, in away games, I think that's the reason. But still, I think it's an option for you to have a little higher up for Real Madrid. But
And they can't afford to drop points anymore.
yeah, but I would go for both teams to score. Real win. Yeah, and even Celta scoring the first goal, maybe. So
Oh, that's a crazy prediction.
yeah, yes, but still, I'm going for the both teams to score and Real win. Yeah,
All right. I don't necessarily dislike that play, but like I said, I expect Real Madrid to win, and Celta could score a goal. They've been a very high scoring team this season, so I can see that happen. Real Madrid wins and both teams to score. All right, next up, Mallorca hosting Rayo. Mallorca wins set at 2.05. Rayo wins set at 4.3. Line for the total goal set at 1.5. And usually we don't like touching these games, right? Goals, total goals setting at 1.5. So then we're not expecting too many goals here, right?
not expecting too many goals, but I still I'm still leaning towards Mallorca for a win here. Yeah, losing against Espanyol, yeah, can happen. But Mallorca at home against Vallecano, yeah, they won what 4 games in 6, yeah, lost 2. Mm, So at home, yeah, I'm just going for Mallorca. I'm going for
I would lean towards Mallorca because they're playing at home, but Rayo they've lost one away game also against Espanyol. So I really think this could be a very boring, low-scoring game. Maybe this game,
1-0.
yeah, 1-0. But this is a game where I can also see 0-0 or 1-1. So not really touching this game. All right. Next up, Atletico Madrid hosting Leganes. Atletico Madrid wins set at 1.35. Leganes at 11.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, again, another low odd, but Atletico Madrid playing at home, having lost, no, not having lost, but not having won in 3 straight games. Now you come back home against the international break, after the international break. So, Atletico Madrid just has to win this game, right?
Yes, they have to win, but that's why I'm going for the over 2.5. Uh, I think uh, I think they'll score maybe at least 3 goals. Uh, I don't see Leganes scoring. I don't think so, but uh, I'm going for the over 2.5. I think Atletico Madrid will score at least 3 goals. Maybe just to make a statement or something. But they're uh, they're definitely gonna score at least 3.
All right. I agree with you that Atletico will win. 3 possible, not sure. You can maybe look to play Atletico Madrid over 1.5 goals. Should also give you some good odds. So, um, but I think Atletico Madrid. Obviously, we both think they will win this game. All right. Next up, Villarreal hosting Getafe. Villarreal wins set at 1.79. Getafe wins set at 4.75. Line for the goal set at 2.5. Now, I like Villarreal in this spot. They've only lost 2 games against Barcelona and Real Madrid. The other games, they've been very impressive. And now they're playing at home against a team like Getafe that not great on the road, 3 straight losses. And they have picked up 1 point on the road so far. So give me Villarreal for a win here, or are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm also going for the Villarreal win at 1.82. I think that's a very interesting one. They're playing at home, and they 3 wins in 6. So yeah, I would just go for the Villarreal win.
All right. Next up, Barcelona hosting Sevilla. Barcelona wins set at 1.32. Sevilla wins set at 9.5. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now Barcelona just been on fire, man. It's just I really like what the Hansi Flick is doing there. But I'm not a huge Barcelona fan, but still I have to admit they're playing pretty well. Sevilla over the last 3 games kind of picked up some impressive wins. One against Valladolid, a draw against Bilbao on the road, which is good, and then a win against Betis. So they've lost just once over the last 5 games, but obviously Barcelona, the better team here, and should win this game, but not a play I will be making. I think odds a little bit too low, and Sevilla may be defending like crazy here. Barcelona having one eye on the game next week, so I'm not really backing Barcelona here. Are you doing something?
I'm not gonna bet this game also because the over 3.5, I think it's a little bit too much. Like you said, they have an important game next week, so maybe if it's 1 or 2-0, I think they'll just pull the plug and let the game bleed out. So I don't know. I'm just gonna skip this one. Barcelona win, of course, over 3.5. I'm not so sure. The under 3.5 at 1.70 or 1.8. Yeah, that's maybe the interesting one.
Yeah, but as we saw in a couple of games from Barcelona this season, they can get loose very quick. So,
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I'm also not betting this game. Important game next week, so they could pull the plug easy very early when they're up 1 or 2-0. So, also skipping this game. All right, next up, Valencia hosting Las Palmas. Valencia wins set at 1.66. Las Palmas wins set at 5.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Valencia, they've not been impressive this season, but last 5 games, last 5 games, 2 losses. They had a tough start to the season, and now I think Las Palmas may be their easiest opponent on the schedule. Las Palmas 4 straight losses, so it's a Monday game, so not betting this too much. But if I'm picking a winner here, it's got to be Valencia, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be Valencia, but it's Monday, and I'm just gonna keep the tradition going to skipping these games. So Valencia win, I think so, but that's gonna be it for me, I think.
All right. Now that wraps up La Liga, and that wraps up all picks and leans for this weekend. A quick recap for my bets. I have Feyenoord winning. I have Napoli over 1.5 goals. Juventus win, Villarreal win, Real Madrid win. And last but not least, I hate to say it, United winning. Who do you have, Sergio?
Yes, okay. Of course, AZ Alkmaar for the win, Feyenoord for the win, Willem II, Manchester United, Villarreal, Napoli, Juventus.
All right. Now, like I said, guys, that wraps it up for this weekend's picks. And like we always say, bet smart, bet with your head, set your limit, and stay within your means. But let's go make some money. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody.